In this lecture, I will show you how to solve for sine 1 degree using numerical methods in Excel. Open up the Excel file. Create a new tab called sin1. Let's put the equation here. Put a few parameters here. Sine 3 is known, equals to, click on the result we got before. The initial guess, x0. Sine 1 degree should be close to sine 0, which is 0, so let's use 0 here. N, the number of times we want to keep trying. Say it's 10 for now. H is the increment. So if our guess doesn't work, we will choose the next one to be h apart. Say it's 0.001 for now. Let's first create the trial index. Row number of the current cell, row D2, gives you the row number. If you drag it down, you will get different trial index. They need to start from 1, the first trial, so we just subtract 1. We want to be able to try many times, say up to 100,000 times. So we will copy the formulas up to row 100,001. You don't want to do it manually. Let's copy the formula using Ctrl+C. So you can tell Excel the cell range by using name box. Type colon D 100,001. Then Ctrl+V, paste the formulas. So your formula is pasted all the way up to row 100,001. You can scroll down and check. But you want to be able to control the number of trials here. We want this trial index to stop at the number of trials n here. So we add an if statement. If this index is smaller than or equal to the trial number n, show it. Otherwise, show empty. You can double-click now. The formulas will be automatically updated. So each cell will have an updated formula with the cell names shifted. Click on the cell. You can see which cell it's referring to. But the trial number should remain fixed. So we need to add a $sign to lock the cell. Now double-click. Formulas will be cascaded. So even though there are formulas up to row 100,001, but since it exceeds the trial number, it shows empty, so it looks neat. You can change the n here to make it show more. Now let's do different trials, x. The first one is the initial guess, equals to initial guess x0 plus trial number minus 1 times the interval. Add an if statement to show it if we have a trial number. Otherwise, show empty. Double quotation means an empty cell. Now we want to copy the formulas down. Note that x0 and interval h should remain fixed. So add a $sign to lock down the cell. Put your cursor here, seeing the cross, double-click. Formulas will be copied down. So you see, we'll try a few different x at equal intervals from one another. Now let's test the puzzle they need to satisfy. Equals to 4 times x cubed minus 3 times x plus sine 3 degrees. Lock the cell for sine 3. Add the if statement. Double-click. Now we have the results for the different trials. A solution x is found if the puzzle is 0. But it's hard to get a perfect match. What you want is this puzzle to be as close to 0 as possible. It doesn't matter if it's smaller or greater. So we need to compare its absolute value. Equals to, if index not empty, ABS, the puzzle result. ABS is the Excel absolute formula. Double-click. Now we want to find the puzzle with the smallest result. So we use the minimum formula, min, column G. We want to know which row it is because then we will know the corresponding value x in column E. So row number equals to, using match formula, match the min number found within column G. 0 for exact match. It tells us it happens at row 11, so the last one here. But the puzzle is not close to 0, so that means the answer we found is not accurate enough. To make it more accurate, first you need to have smaller step size, h. Then you might need to try more times. So let's pick n up to 100,000. Let's change h to, say, 0.00001. Now, they're pretty close. The minimum value happens at row 1747, column G. We can read the value x accordingly in column E by scrolling down. But you don't want to do that manually each time. You can first use address formula to find out its location. Address, row number is here, column number is 5. It gives you the cell name. Then using indirect formula, it will read the content stored at that address. This way, it tells us the estimate for sin1 is 0.01745. Compare it to the sin1 from Excel, equals to sin 1 degree over 180 times pi. They're pretty close. This is a very simple numerical method, but it demonstrates the core idea. In practice, there are several considerations. First, the initial guess is important. If it's close to the answer, you will find the answer quickly. But the search direction is critical. If you choose the wrong direction, you are getting further away from the answer. Then, the step size matters. If you make it big, you can approach the answer quickly, but you might miss it. If you make it small, then you can get more accurate answer, but it might take long. Because we have enough computing power, we're careless about the initial guess or the step size. We just pick them blindly. It took us 2,000 calculations to get a result with reasonable accuracy. But without a computer or even a calculator, how did mathematicians in the Middle Ages do it? Well, then you have to be smart about the initial guess and the step size. Let's see how an Arabic mathematician, Al-Kashi, did it. Let's make a copy of this sin1 sheet. Name it sin1 Al-Kashi. First of all, he used a smart guess. Sin 1 degree is approximately a third of sin 3 degree. You see, it's already very close to the right answer. Then the update. He didn't just blindly use the same size each time. Instead, he updated based on how far we are from the right answer. That's reflected in the value of the puzzle. So here, the next guess is the prior one plus a third of the arrow. Cascade the formula. You see, now we got the answer at the 6th trial. And the answer is almost the same to the one using Excel. So even though the principle of numerical method is very simple, at the end of the day, It's about how to find the answers efficiently. In the future, I will show you how calculus can help us with that. Now we have sin1 degree ready. Next we will see how to use it to construct our sine table.